All right, y'all already know what it is. It's the Lucky Libra, and thank you for tuning in to another episode. Cancer, this is your personal reading for the solar eclipse in Gemini. Now, Cancer, when we look at Gemini season, you cardinal water ruled by the moon. We're dealing with mutable air season ruled by Mercury. So you're dealing with the emotions, and you like to set initiative, make decision, and lead with the heart. All right, that's your energy. And when you jumping into different environments, different relationships, different circumstances, this is the cycle you jump into to scope the environment out, scope the situation out, peep the vibe of it to dictate how you're going to deal with the situation. All right. Now, when we're looking at all this air we've been dealing with, all this emphasis on communication, relationships, thinking, logic, all right, you may have been in a lot of situations where, this energy is next door to you. All right. So with all these energies being next door in Gemini, getting ready to gear up into Cancer, well, you already have Venus and Mars in your sign, so we're gonna talk about that. But with these energies next door, there may have been all different. This past month may have been all different type of new energies or new perceptions of people that you're connected to, whether it's friends, somebody you dating right now, situationship, somebody your actual relationship or whatnot, some associates you may be dealing with, okay, people in your surroundings. You may have had all different new type of perceptions of these people, new critical analysis of these people, whatnot, and a lot of it is having you understand, is this a comfortable environment? Is this a comfortable relationship? May have been things you was thinking about your relationship and your environment that you wasn't thinking about before, okay? So this is very key to understand, because whatever those things was that came into light that you wasn't thinking of before, you're meant to think about them things a lot of the time. You've been overthinking. You may have been overthinking a lot of how you deal with your emotions. I don't even want to say overthinking, even though it may have been that, but we all have been overthinking. So don't take nothing by it, Cancers. We all been overthinking, all right? But for the most part, may have been able to dive into some reflection on, is there better ways that you could have dealt with your emotions or created more of a comfortable scenario in a relationship, in your environment? Because we're dealing with a lot of past energy, retrograde energy, some energies you may have jumped into. So if you made any self-realizations about how you could communicate with others more effectively, is important to hone in on that moving on this new moon, because them circumstances will be tested, okay, to see if you're able to communicate more maturely, reasonably, okay, with others, depending on how you feel, what's the temperament or vibration of a circumstance, of a relationship, of your career, of the workplace, of the area you're in. That has to be, learning that, developing that emotional intelligence is part of your life path. All right. Now, you may have been a heavy thought about how you deal with the emotions, how open you may have been with others. May have been a situation, Cancer, you realize you let somebody in too quick. You had to revise that. Okay, you connected to something too quick. You had to revisit that, redistance yourself. Okay. And overthinking how to connect to others or express your emotions. So you may be in a situation, situationship, relationship, whatever it is, dating somebody, and you've met moments of vulnerability, really expressing how you feel about things. And this season was helping you to understand that is all about communication. There's vulnerability expressing the emotion. There's vulnerability at times trying to feel like you need to make sure you're protecting your emotions, but also standing up for your emotions. That's a thin line at times. You never want you trying to take some initiative to make sure you're comfortable to come off stepping on other people's toes. That may have been an issue in friendships or relationships this season, but you had to test the waters and you had to see how other people reciprocated your energy to see if these situations was worth supporting, all right, worth existing. So this is like the energy we've been in this season, Cancer. So now you have this whole season, you have a whole new rapport on how you deal with the emotions, what gets under your skin, what makes you uncomfortable. You have a whole new clarity on that. And, all right, the people that make you uncomfortable and comfortable. You're already conscious of that on an everyday basis, but now during this Gemini season, it was way more of an influence of that. It was way more of an influence of that. Probably had some friends that invited you somewhere to bring you around other friends, and you realize you couldn't even trust this friend to know that you don't even like being around this type of people. You had to realize, like, okay, this friend don't even know that much. I thought this friend knew that. Like, a whole lot of thinking you thought this friend knew that, they didn't know that, and then you had to adjust things to make sure your ability to keep your emotional well-being right is healthy. Like, you had to make all type of decisions to either distance yourself or revisit how much time you spend with others. How you had to understand why other people are so comfortable with you, so you had to start revising your own actions. Okay, so a lot of that energy. With Venus and Mars and Cancer, you guys may have been extra moody lately. But really, the moodiness ain't really like y'all pissed off at anybody. It's just that Venus has brought so much appreciation to your self-identity, to your issues, to how you personally want to, project yourself to the world. And Mars then brought so much passion and motivation to it that it got your moods going upside down on top of the how mentally attentive and how you're critically and how you're being influenced to critically analyze things and see the details of things. So Cancer, you may have had to reset a couple of days. You may have to really jump into some solitude a couple of days during Gemini season because a lot of things was moving fast this season. So it's important to understand all the things that was heavy on the mind, people that get under your skin or make environments uncomfortable, and all the new information that you gained to understand how to deal with your emotions more reasonably, more wisely, okay? And also understand how to embrace communication to help it propel things you're personally into, whether it's business ideas, whether it's, making a bond in a relationship tighter, whether it's actually connecting a form of your creativity. Because I like to say Cancers is like some of the other signs in a bunch: Cancers, Virgos, Libras. Some certain signs we may never know how creative you are, because sometimes you guys, for your natural energies, it depending on what other energies y'all may be dealing with, it takes a while for y'all to push that out for different reasons. Though for Cancer, it's just depending on how y'all feel about things. Okay, so a lot of this season was helping you to jump out how you feel and learn how to think about things more positively, whether you've been feeling on it negatively or not. All right, real important things we want to take into the new moon, Cancer. And the more that you match the quality of your thought with the intention of your heart, game over. Peace, Cancers.